This is Freestyle with Mark Fisher. It's the last day of the summer, and I'm going to bring you up to date on what's been going on here lately in Las Vegas and what's going to be happening in the future here in the fall. Stick around. Welcome, everybody, to my show, Freestyle with Mark Fisher, on my channel, Las Vegas Travel and More. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. And I wanted to do a recap of what's been happening lately here in Las Vegas with me and also, around town. And then look forward to the fall, what's going to be coming up here in the fall as well. If you're watching live, you can get in the chat, ask me any questions if you like, or if you're watching on the replay, that's great. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And I'm going to go on from there. Anyway, yesterday or 2 days ago, the 29th of August was my birthday, and I turned 66 years old. And, it's just another year. It seems like as we get older, the years go faster and faster. I can remember as a kid, when you're a kid, it seems like it takes forever for the school year to get over, or the day to be over, or the week to be over. But somebody described it that life is kind of like a roll of toilet paper. When the roll's full, when you first put it on, it's very slow to be used up. But then as you get closer and closer to the end of that roll, boy, that paper comes off awfully fast. So anyway, I'm now 66 years old, and I'm still in relatively good health, and I'm actually looking forward to the coming years. I want to show some photographs. We went out to the Cheesecake Factory for my birthday, and here I am with my birthday cake. Piece of cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory here in Las Vegas. If you've never been to the Cheesecake Factory, they have them all over the country. They're fantastic. The menu is like a booklet or like a encyclopedia. They have every type of food you can imagine, and then of course they got about 50 different kinds of cheesecake, and it's a great place to go for a special occasion. This is a photograph. Janice is there in the center. And then on the left is Sita, and on the right is Tom Provenzano. Tom Provenzano is a longtime friend of ours. He was in Scientology in the Sea organization with us, and Sita is his girlfriend. And then here's a picture of Tom and Sita. And then this is me at that time there. Anyway, I wanted to mention, at 66, things have changed for me over the last year. When I turned 65 a year ago, in the United States, that's when you actually qualify for Medicare, which is medical insurance that takes care of you as you grow older after the age of 65. And I actually am on it's called a Medicare Advantage program with Humana. And I'm really happy that I got on it, because basically I was able to catch up all my medical issues and care in the first 6 months of the year, including my dental work. I had backlogged dental work that needed to be done because I didn't have dental insurance. And, I had been putting it off, but all of a sudden with my Medicare Advantage plan, I had like $4,000 a year of dental coverage that I could use and not have to pay a penny. So I was able to get quite a bit of work done, which was great, really great for me. And then the same thing, I was able to go to a primary care physician and go see some specialists, get tested, things like that. And I'm glad that I did. One of the things that I was able to do was I was able to go see an endocrinologist, basically because, I have been big. I've been big all my life. I've been heavy all my life, and I needed to lose weight. And also my blood numbers, my blood score, blood sugars was in the diabetic or pre-diabetic range, and I needed to take care of that. And I knew I needed to take care of that. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I've struggled with weight my entire life, ever since I was a teenager. And, you try all sorts of diets, you exercise, you do all the things you're supposed to do, and on and on and off, on and off, on and off. and it doesn't seem like you ever get anywhere. And that's been the struggle for not just me, but for many people. And, as I got older, it became even harder, and I got larger and larger and larger, to the point where, it was time to do something about it that actually would be effective. So it was great when I got to go see an endocrinologist, because I had heard about this medication, and I'm going to tell you my story about this, right? Everybody's heard of Ozempic and some of these other medications that people are taking to lose weight. And lots of Hollywood celebrities and people have been doing it, and they're doing it just to lose weight. But in actuality, these semaglutide medications are actually to treat diabetes and to lower your blood sugar and to get your insulin levels correct and that type of thing. And these drugs have really become a miracle for a lot of people. They're very expensive, though, if you don't have insurance or if you're not on Medicare. So I finally got to go to see an endocrinologist, and they put me on a drug called Mounjaro. Now, Mounjaro is made by Eli Lilly, and Mounjaro it's not just Ozempic. It has the same benefits of Ozempic, but it has an added factor to it, which I did not know that. And that's that it's got another factor in the drug itself that actually suppresses your appetite. It tells your brain that you're full. And the way that these semaglutide medications work is they slow down your digestive system. Okay, so that when you eat things, it takes longer to go through your body, so you feel full longer. And then you end up not eating as much. That's how come you lose weight on these drugs. Not only does it change your chemistry in terms of how your body handles insulin and lowers your blood sugar, but it actually makes it so that you can't eat as much because you don't desire it. And that's the great thing about the Mounjaro, is that it takes like a week or two to get used to it, because you get some indigestion problems, but they were really minimal for myself. And then once you're used to it, you end up eating far less than you did before. Not that I ate a lot, um, you know, before I started taking the drug, but just as I got older, your body and your metabolism slows down. So I was able to, cut down on what I was eating, because if you overeat on these medications, you just feel like you're totally stuffed and you can't move. And so it basically makes it so you just aren't going to eat as much. And then also the desire to eat goes away. And I'm no expert or doctor or anything like on that, but apparently they're checking out this medications for addiction recovery from people for alcohol and drugs, that type of thing as well, because it does work on your brain. You actually don't feel like eating all the time, and when you have to almost make yourself eat on a regular basis, so that you're still getting food and nutrients. But I've been losing weight. Now I've lost now 43 pounds since February. So in the last 6-7 months, 43 pounds, and I'm basically averaging about a pound a week that I'm continuing to lose. And it's not hard. It's not hard to do. In other words, I still eat in the morning, and I don't really limit myself in terms of what I eat. I just eat much less and much less often. When I went out to that birthday dinner at the Cheesecake Factory, I splurged a little bit, but not really. I just ordered an appetizer, and then the only reason I had the dessert was because it was my birthday. But I was completely stuffed after that, and it took a day or so to get over that, where I would feel like, okay, I need to eat again. So these drugs they're pretty amazing. And for me to lose 43 pounds, that is a miracle in itself. I literally need to lose about 10 more pounds, and I'll be the lightest I've been since 1996, when my father died at age 66, and I'm 66 right now. I haven't been that light since 1996, and I'm going to continue, because I want to get down. I'd like to lose another 30 or 40 pounds, the thing is that it's actually improved my blood sugars, and the doctor's very happy with the results. And it also helps with your overall general health too, because your liver gets healthier, your kidneys get healthier, you have more energy. You want to, I exercise. My exercise is walking Misha all the time. And the rest of the time, though, I'm sitting on my butt like a lot of people do. and I'm still losing weight. So it's really great. I have some other friends of mine who I mentioned this to, who were over 65, and they've now gone on to the medication, and they're losing weight, and they're having similar results. The only downside of it is that the medication is expensive. If you did not have insurance or Medicare to help take care of it, it's basically like $1,200, $1,300 a month, and you give yourself a shot 4 times or once a week. And it's an injector pen. It's so easy. You just literally put it on you push a button, you don't even feel it, and it's done. And but it's expensive. So, and even with Medicare, with my Medicare Advantage, I do have a copay, and I have to deal with that. But you know what? It's worth its weight in gold to me, because I've tried forever to try and lose weight and get smaller, and this is actually working for the first time. And I'm going to continue, under my doctor's care, to continue to do that. And then, I think it's gonna help prolong my life, and it also has changed my habits. I don't feel like eating as much. Literally before, if we went to a pizza restaurant or something like that, you'd see a pizza and I'd be like, oh man, I'd like to eat that whole thing. Well, now when we go to a pizza restaurant, if we do, I can eat one slice and that's it, and I don't have any desire to eat the whole pizza. So it's really kind of cool, the way this works. And I just wanted to share that with you, because I've lost that weight over time, and it's great. Losing it slowly has definitely been helpful. So I just wanted to mention that that's one of the benefits of turning 66 or 65 last year, and now going into age 66. The other thing I wanted to mention too is that I am working on, I'm retired now. I took early retirement a couple of years ago, and I'd been in the mortgage industry for many years, but I just got tired of it during COVID when the lockdown was happening. And the stress level was just, I got tired of answering my phone all the time. And, you get phone calls from all different directions all the time. So anyway, I decided, well, I'm going to take early retirement. So I took my Social Security 2 years ago, which is early, because like I said, I was only 63 when I did it. But that only paid for some of my monthly expenses. So I've worked part-time as well, to keep busy, but also to make, supplement my income. And one of the things I do is, I drive rideshare companies here in Las Vegas, for Lyft and for Uber. And I do it Monday through Friday in the mornings. I get up early. I start in the morning at 5:30 in the morning, and I drive till about 8:30 or 9. I come home, and that's when I eat breakfast. And then after that, I'll go out again, maybe around 11 o'clock for another hour, and that's it. So I do about 20 hours a week, 4 hours a day for 5 days a week. It's just enough time. It keeps me busy, but it earns me money, which I like, and it helps me out. Well, one of the things I wanted to show is that I have to retire my car. This is my car that I had. It was a 2016 Ford Fusion that I bought in 2016, 8 years ago. And I just went over 292,000 miles, and I've done over 17,000 rides with Lyft and Uber over the last 7 years, because I started driving even when I was doing mortgages, just to stay busy, because sometimes you just get bored and you want to go out and drive and make some money. So I'm retiring this car at 292,000 miles, and it served me well, but it's time to get a new one. And then I did a video a couple weeks ago of my experience of buying this 2017 Ford Fusion SE on Carvana. And you can go and watch that video. I'll put a link in the description to it if you haven't seen it already. But I had a fantastic experience with Carvana. This car is beautiful, and it's in excellent shape. It only has 57,000 miles on it, so it's going to last me for several years. And that's good, because that's, going forward, when you're 66 years old, you start thinking about your life going forward in terms of, how long you're going to live. You want to make sure that you can continue to enjoy your retirement years and stay in good health. And so this is a big expense for me. This car will last me another 6 or 7 years, and I'm really happy to get that set up. So anyway, I wanted to mention that video is in there on Carvana. The other thing that I did this year in order to, supplement and continue my retirement is not only do we have the Scientology Peeling the Onion channel with Janice, and that one's been very successful. We have over 9,400 subscribers. We've done over 750,000 views and well over 200 videos. But I decided last October that I wanted to set up this channel here, the Las Vegas Travel and More channel, as a sort of side project for me and as a, something fun to do because I love to travel. I love Las Vegas. And so I set up that channel. And this one took a lot of work. This channel was more along the lines of what a lot of people, YouTube creators, run into when they start a channel. It took me a good 8 months to get the channel monetized. And YouTube channel, to be monetized, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. And then more importantly, you have to have 4,000 viewing hours. Okay. And that took me until just a month and a half, 2 months ago. And I now have over 1,330 subscribers. And I've well over 4,000 hours of view time. And I just put out these videos about Las Vegas, restaurants, travel, that type of thing. And it's fun. It keeps me busy. And I don't make a lot of money on it. It's literally very, very small. But as I get older and continue, it's going to help supplement my income going forward and retired. But it also gives me a hobby. It gives me something to do that I enjoy. And I hope you all enjoy the content and the videos that I put together on this channel, as well as others too. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention is Misha. Here's Misha right here. She's going to join us right now for a short little segment. And Misha is in really good health. I just took this picture the other day on my bed, and she's doing really great. And I wanted to show you something. We're here at the end of the summer. Summer times are hard for her because the temperatures are so hot, but it actually cooled off last week, and I was able to take her to the park. So let's watch this. For the ball? Go get it, Misha. That's a good girl, Misha. Good girl. Fun at the park. And that's my Misha girl. I wanted to show you that. She's doing really well. She's actually laying down here at my feet right now, keeping me company. And it's important as you get older to have, if you don't have children or anything like that around, it's important to have an animal or something to keep you company. I also been getting out too. I have friends that I go out with and have a good time too. The other thing that I'm looking forward to is football season. I'm a big football fan, and for the National Football League here in America, I have a team that I've been following ever since I was 10 years old, and they're terrible, but I watch them every year. And so I set myself up with the NFL Sunday ticket where I can see every NFL football game on my television at home. And that way I don't have to go out to a bar in order to try and see my game or my team. And I can watch football with Misha here. So that's been a lot of fun too. Also, I've been keeping busy, putting out videos on our Scientology Peeling the Onion channel while Janice has been traveling to Africa and to other parts of the United States. She's actually going out of town again this weekend. She'll be back next week. But that's also been keeping me busy, and I've had a good time putting together those personal stories, and I hope you all have been enjoying them. I did a video about Edgar Winter and my time with Edgar Winter, and that's been a big success. A lot of people have been watching it and enjoying it, so that's been fun too. I also wanted to mention my mother. My mother is going to be 94 years old in 4 weeks. At the end of September, she'll be 94 years old, and she's still alive and doing a good, kicking and that type of thing. She unfortunately had a stroke about 3 months ago, but because she was in a group home where they care, they caught it right away and they got it to the hospital, and I was able to go there. And the doctors at the emergency room were able to give her a medication to dissolve the blood clot that had happened, and she recovered in less than 24 hours back to her old self. She didn't lose any speech or any movements or anything like that. And within a couple of days, she was able to go back to the group home. And I just saw her yesterday, and I see her on a routine basis. But she's back to, the way she was. She's back to normal. She is getting, her memory's not as good as it used to be, but, she's alive and happy and doing well. But so I go and see and take care of my mother. And that gives me hope for the future that, hopefully I can live at least, halfway to there, if not longer. But I'm going to be here as long as my mother is around, that's for sure. So anybody, I wanted to mention that too. Uh, I wanted to then move on to what have you been watching, Mark? I've been watching a lot of stuff on television. I watch a lot of YouTube. It's great, fun to watch YouTube, particularly when you want to learn about something. For instance, when I was buying my car with Carvana, I just started watching YouTube videos of how to buy a used car and what's the secret of it and that type of thing. And that definitely helped me out. And that's why I did my own video about my experience with Carvana, because I wanted to share that with other people. But I also watch Netflix, I watch Apple TV, I watch just regular cable, Hulu, that type of thing. And I wanted to recommend some shows that I've been watching lately that I think people might enjoy. One of it, which is The Crown. Now, The Crown has been on Netflix this is their last season is season 6. I watched the first 4 seasons and I was enthralled. I loved it. The production value of The Crown is first rate all the way around. And it tells basically, it's a little bit fictionalized, but it follows the current events or the history of Queen Elizabeth II and her family. And I loved it up until it got to season 5. And then when season 5 started, they changed the actress, which they've done a few times, who played Queen Elizabeth. And there she is on the right there in the back. They changed her from the woman who was playing her before, and I just kind of went, I don't really want to watch this. Well, it took me a couple of years, and I decided to pick it back up again, and I watched season 5, and now I'm on season 6, and it's fantastic. The thing that makes it really great is the woman on the left there who plays Princess Diana. Her name is Elizabeth Debicki, and her performance is first rate. It is unbelievably good. And then on the photo on the right, you can see her there as Diana. And then another actor, Dominic, I think his name's Dominic West, plays Prince Charles on the right. And it goes through the whole, divorce. And then also after they got divorced, Diana's death in Paris in a tunnel, and her relationship with a man named Dodi Fayed. And it's just a fantastic series. And now they're covering Prince William and Prince Harry. And it got me so motivated again, because I love to watch the royals and stuff. I had stayed away from Prince Harry's book that he put out a year ago called Spare, but I decided I wanted to hear his side of the story as far as his relationship with his mother and his family. So I'm listening to that book now on Audible. But I can't highly recommend enough The Crown. If you haven't seen it already, all 6 seasons are available on Netflix. Another movie that I saw on Netflix, which is a couple of years old, maybe 3-4 years old, I had not seen it. It's called Anna. And this woman is like a Russian spy assassin. And I was really, really surprised at how good it was when I watched Anna. It also co-stars Helen Mirren, the actress, and then also I think his name's Cillian Murphy, the guy who played Oppenheimer in the movie Oppenheimer, and also played Tommy Shelby in Peaky Blinders. He's in it as well. And I love spy novels and spy shows and that type of thing, and movies. And I was thoroughly entertained. And after I got done watching it, I was wondering, who put this movie together? Where did it come from? And it was written and directed by a guy named Luc Besson, who is a director who did a great movie called The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis years ago. And then he's done a lot of the Liam Neeson movies where he was the former CIA agent Taken, I think the movie's called, and all that. So his movies have always been great as far as action goes and story. But I highly recommend Anna. I've had other people watch it and they've really enjoyed it too. And then on Apple TV, what I'm watching right now is a show called Bad Monkey. And that's Vince Vaughn. And he is a really funny actor, as well as he does dramatic work, but he's mostly known for his comedy roles in Swingers. My favorite movie of his of all time is The Wedding Crashers. He is hilarious with Owen Wilson. and also, of course, Old School with Will Ferrell. And this Bad Monkey is based off a Carl Hysen novel. It takes place in the Keys, in the Florida Keys, Key West, and Miami. And he's like this detective, Miami detective, Key West detective, and it's great. It's very quirky. It reminds me very much of the Elmer Leonard movie called Get Shorty with John Travolta and Danny DeVito. It's kind of an action, sort of not really action, but more of a murder mystery, but also with comedy involved. So anyway, if you get Apple TV, Bad Monkey is on there right now, and this is like about the seventh or eighth series that I've watched on Apple TV. And I want to tell you something. It's well worth the $8. You can cancel anytime after you watch what you want to watch. But oh my gosh, there's so many series on there that I've watched that are just first rate and really great. And I used to spend $20 a week going to the movies, the movie theater, between the movie ticket and the popcorn and the drink and all that. I pay $8 for Apple TV, and I've seen really, really great series on there. Bad Monkey is one of them, and I wanted to recommend that to everybody if you haven't seen it already. What's coming up next this fall? Okay, well, there's a lot of things going on. Now that I've got my car and I've got that situation taken care of, and my mother's in good health, and my birthday's over, and that type of thing, I'm going to be, working out, going on a trip. I know I've been saying that for a while, but I am going to be going on a vacation somewhere. I just haven't decided where yet. Janice and I are going to continue doing our shows on Scientology, peeling the onion. We just did another really great interview the other day that'll be coming out, and then we've got an upcoming live Q&A that we'll be doing with Larry Wallersheim, and other people are lined up that we're going to be doing interviews for. And then the other thing that we want to do too is we want to concentrate doing more personal stories like I did while Janice was gone, and we're going to do some about Janice, because I told the story about when I did the We Stand Tall video, and then I told the story about my former twin, Stacy Brooks, and also, of course, the Edgar Winter story. And they seem to have been well received. And so I told Janice, I said, we want to do more stories like that. She's got lots of them that she hasn't told, where we just tell that story and do like a 20 to 30-minute video, and hopefully your viewers will enjoy it. Coming up here in Las Vegas, of course, football season is kicking off, as I mentioned before, and that's always a big time here in Vegas. The other thing that's coming up in November is the Formula One race. This is going to be year 2 of the Formula One race. The world will be descending upon Las Vegas. As a matter of fact, this week they started setting up the stands, and they're going to be doing setting up and doing the road work starting this week, little by little, building up to the point where come the end of October, they'll have the temporary bridges over the roads, and they'll have it all set up for practice and be able to have the Formula One race in November. It's been a point of contention with a lot of local businesses around there, because last year it took months for them to do this work. This time they're limiting it down because they don't have to repave the strip and all that. That's already been done. And hopefully it won't be so intrusive for these businesses. But it made a lot of money for Las Vegas, and people are looking forward to the race coming back in November. So that's coming up here in November. And of course, we've got a local football team, the Las Vegas Raiders. They're not my team, but I have friends that do that. And I'm also going to be playing fantasy football for my second year in a row, which I had not done before last year, and I did pretty well with it, and it was a lot of fun too. And then, of course, Misha, she's going to be loving the cooler weather and all that. So, I'll be getting her out to the park, hopefully go up to the mountains, that type of thing. Janice she's going on a cruise in October. She's going to be going on a cruise from Seattle, Washington, down the West Coast through the Panama Canal, and then to Miami. And it's a 21-day cruise. It's a Panama Canal cruise, but you have to get on it in Seattle. So she'll be hitting Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, several ports in Mexico, Costa Rica, through the Panama Canal, and then the Caymans, and then to Miami. And she's going on that with another group of friends of hers. I could have gone on the cruise, but I decided not to, because 21 days is a long time for me. I can't go on these long trips that Janice goes on. About a week is the max that I can stay away from my dog and my mother and that. but they're going to have a good time. I thought about, well, can I get on the ship, maybe in LA or someplace else, but that's not the way that this cruise works. You've got to get on in Seattle and you got to go all the way through to Miami. So anyway, so that's coming up for her. So she's looking forward to that. Anyway, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed my little update here. It's not too long. I want to thank everybody for being here. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe, like button, notification button. If you've got any questions or comments, please mention them down below, and I read them and I will comment back. And if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. In the description, there's a link there. You can buy me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies, whatever. And then finally, if you want to become a member of the channel, in addition to subscribing, right next to the subscribe button on a PC or laptop on our homepage for Las Vegas Travel and More, there's a button that says join. You just click on that. There's a short video that describes the different perks that you get for supporting the channel. And you can get set up there and become a member. And I greatly appreciate the members that I already have. I have some loyal viewers that have become members. I would welcome anybody else newly who wants to become a member to hit that join button. And I'll hopefully be doing more and more good content that you will find interesting and entertaining, not just here in Las Vegas, but also my next trip, I think, is going to be to Hawaii, and I'm going to be doing videos from there. And, there's lots of things that are coming up, and I hope that you enjoy them. Anyway, that's the show. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great Labor Day weekend. And until next time, we'll see you later.